Got lots of new questions from you guys, so let's get to it. First question comes from Sam A, who asks, who is my favorite superhero, and if I had any superpowers, what would I want them to be? I don't really have a favorite superhero, per se. I'm not really like that interested or that into, I guess, the regular type of superhero. Your typical superhero just being guys in spandex who have superpowers. That's kind of boring, and it's really kind of lame because, I mean, of course, you've got superpowers. Good job. I like normal people that don't have any super special powers. They just actually have skills. Or I guess in like Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark's case, they just have a shitload of money. But I actually preferred superheroes that are even kind of less than that. Two of my favorites are from The Watchmen. I love Rorschach and I love the Comedian. Neither one of them have special powers or even amazing skills. They are just very passionate about how they see the world and how they think the world should be and how to get it done. I like both of those characters because they're both, you know, basically bad guys, but not really bad guys. Rorschach, I'd say, is more of like a vigilante. He goes out there and kills the bad guys. What I like about Rorschach is he is definitely a murderer, and he takes pride in how he murders, but he doesn't necessarily take pride in murdering. He's a good guy. He just kind of has how he goes about doing things a little bit warped. He doesn't kill people for no reason or just because he feels like it. He goes after people that he views as a bad guy. Murderers, rapists, serial killers, people that are just really, really bad dudes Rorschach goes after. The Comedian is kind of the opposite. The Comedian loves to kill, and he will do senseless killings, and he just doesn't give a fuck. You know, you're in his way, or he's just in a pissed off mood that day and you just cross him, he'll kill you and never think about it again. The Comedian really is the kind of guy that Rorschach goes after, but they, you know, worked together for a greater good, which is why they are some of my favorite superhero characters, even though they aren't quote-unquote superheroes, and why I like The Watchmen so much. Now, if I had a superhero power, I would definitely want to go with mind control, because with mind control, anything is possible. You can get anybody to believe anything, which is, you know, better than actually doing it. Like, some people want to fly, but there's a lot of technicalities about flying you got to think about. Not only do you want to be able to fly, you also need the ability to be able to breathe at such high altitude, or not freeze your ass off when you're up that high. So you can fly, but what about the speed? What speeds can you fly at? How are you making sure, you know, your skin isn't ripping off if you're going super, super fast, or even your clothes? You don't want to be flying up there having your bits all over the place. Well, maybe you do, but I wouldn't. So I suck at these kind of questions because my mind isn't the type of mind that just goes, oh, I just want to be able to fly. Or I just want to be able to turn invisible, because then my mind goes, wait a second, no. There's all these other little pieces to that desire that you've got to figure out. You want to be invisible? Cool. Does that mean anything that you are touching is invisible, like your clothes? Because if not, then you're invisible, but you always have to be naked. Which again, I guess some people wouldn't mind, but I would still be very insecure even if I was completely invisible. What about if my clothes are invisible? Are things in the pocket of my clothes invisible? If I pick up something, do I need to conceal it in my clothes? How many layers of clothes can I wear and still have them invisible? Like, I don't know. There's just all these technicalities you gotta think about. So, mind control, because in mind control, you can do anything. I might not be able to fly, but I can make everybody believe I can. Second question comes from Grant M, who asks if I've ever played a video game that disappointed me. Oh yes, many, many times. I mean, I've been playing for so long that usually if I know enough about a game, I can go ahead and tell you if I enjoy it or not, because I know what I like and what I don't like. But every now and then there is a game that, you know, will come out and I will think there's no way I'd like that, but people will keep saying, yes, try it, you will, it's not what you think, and I'll try it, and I'm like, holy crap, this is actually really, really good. But as far as disappointment, yes, a lot of video games do disappoint me. Most recently is Overlord, The Fellowship of Evil. I love the Overlord games. I love everything about them. And so when I saw Fellowship of Evil on Xbox One, it's on PC as well, maybe PlayStation, I don't know. But it was on sale with the Games with Gold promotion for this past month. And it's like, all right, cool. I think normally it's like $25. Now it's on sale, I'll buy it. So I bought it and I played it for like maybe 2 hours, maybe not even that long, and it's terrible. I'm sorry, but it's just really, really, really bad. It's nothing like the original Overlords. You can't even control your minions. You used to be able to kind of like sweep them around with your analog stick and tell them to attack things or run over this way and tell them to stop. You could kind of like Pikmin, a lot like Pikmin. But now you can't do that. You can't control your minions at all. That really, really sucks. It really just kind of took my favorite things about the game and just got rid of them. Plus the writing isn't as good or as witty as they used to be, and I would expect the graphics to be a little bit better for an Xbox One game. But yeah, so definitely, I still do find games that very much disappoint me, unfortunately. Then there's a series of 4 questions that kind of go together from Fun Eddie. The first one is, what is the first thing you do when you wake up? First thing I do when I wake up is usually roll over, grab my iPad, and like just mindlessly play my mindless games just to kind of wake me up but not wake me up. Those games are usually like Family Guy Quest for Stuff games, Simpsons Tapped Out, and Star Wars, I think it's called Galaxy of Heroes. Play those, so yeah, I'll like wake up and roll over and grab my iPad and start like checking on my Simpsons world and my Family Guy town. That will kind of slowly wake me up, and then I get up and go brush my teeth and then begin my day. And then the flip side of that question is, what is the last thing I do before I go to bed? Play on my iPad. Like, I can't just go to sleep. Everybody else I've ever known in my life can just kind of be like, okay, it's bedtime, and then fall asleep. I have to lay in bed for maybe about 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes an hour before I even start to get sleepy, and I just need that downtime to kind of unwind. Perfect thing to do is I used to read, but don't really read much anymore. Now I play games on my iPad until I get tired and fall asleep. Number 3 is, what is the first thing I get when I go to a grocery store? Well, the grocery store I go to, the first thing I see when I walk in is the fruit and vegetable aisle. So I usually skip that. And right beyond that is the mac and cheese aisle. So first thing I grab is usually mac and cheese. My go-to things that I always get at the grocery store is mac and cheese, tea. I love green tea. I don't know how or even why, because it's not something that I would really say I have a taste for, but when I'm craving tea, like I gotta have it. So I always keep a stash of tea. I grab popcorn. I love the popcorn bucket things. They're not really a bucket. It looks like a regular bag of popcorn, but it opens like horizontally so that, you know, it's more of like a bowl already. It's an already popcorn bowl. I don't know how to explain it, but that popcorn is the shit. I always grab me some popcorn and some goldfishies. My favorite goldfishies are the Parmesan cheese and the Pizza Explosion. But the best is when you mix those two. And then his 4th question is, what is the last thing I do before I watch a movie? Usually when I watch a movie, I just curl up on the couch, put my blanket on. No matter what time of the year it is, it could be dead in the middle of the summer, and I am like sitting here in shorts and a tank top like I am now. I always, for some reason, just like to have a blanket on me, even if it's just like in my lap. I don't know if it's like a weird comfort thing or something since I was a kid. I have no idea. But I will like lay down on the couch or sit up, it really doesn't matter. Grab some snacks and then grab my blanket, hold on to my blanket and eat my snacks. And that's what I do. I prefer to watch a movie at home rather than a theater, because in the theater you've got kids looking at their cell phones, or you've got someone who is like in an epic battle with their candy wrapper, or then you've got the guy who's sitting behind you that is reacting to everything as if this is the first movie he's ever seen, and he's just completely amazed by everything on screen. So yeah, I'd rather just watch a movie at home. And then the last question comes from Glatorian004, which is, have I ever played any of the Five Nights at Freddy games? Yes, I have, and I didn't really understand the big hype and the excitement around those games. I didn't find them scary. I found them frustrating and boring. I'm just sitting in this room just like, alright, check camera, oh no, that one's in that room. Check the next camera, that one's in that room. Shut the door. Check camera, shut the door, open the door. And that really was it. It was the most boring game ever. I mean, I'm not into the jump scare type of games, and that's a jump scare, I think. And Slenderman, never got into that one either. I'm picking up paper pieces in the woods and Oh no, my screen's going fuzzy. It's Slenderman. This is not really my type of scary games. I like games that are more atmospheric, I guess. That's scary. Even if there's nothing going on screen, I want the world around me to be terrifying. I think Amnesia does a really good job of that, and Outlast did a really good job of that, man. Even when there weren't scary things actually going on right in front of you in Outlast, that game was terrifying. At every moment in the game, it was terrifying, and I loved it. So, yeah, not really Five Nights at Freddy's kind of gal. But I did play the first one, and maybe I dabbled in the second one, but that was it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching Ask Rachel. If you want to send me a question, just email it to me at rachelmoore@gmail.com and put Ask Rachel in the subject line. Also, you can ask me questions in real life. I do a live stream every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and then on Thursdays I do live video game streams on my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/LaRachel, and that is also at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So I look forward to talking to you guys some more. Send me your questions, and as always, I totally love you guys.